Assalamu alaikum and Kira everyone. It's Munib from Social Driving Academy, and today I've got Abdul Wasay with me for a restricted mock driving test around Newland. So Wasay is on his learner license,
Yes.
and he's had it since
September.
September last year, and he's been doing a whole lot of driving.
Yep.
How many hours would you say you've driven so far?
Probably around 40 to 50.
About
Somewhere around
40
there.
to 50.
Yeah.
And you're booked in for your restricted test, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
When's that?
March 18th.
March 18th, and that's here.
Yes, it is.
18th. So what we'll do today is we'll do a mock driving test. We'll go out for a drive. I'll give you directions. We'll carry out some maneuvers like the reverse parallel park, three-point turn. Unlike the test, I'll give you feedback as we drive along. Then at the end of it, we'll come back here and we'll debrief together.
Yep, sounds good.
Cool. Are you ready? Do you have any questions for me before we begin?
Nope. No, I'm good.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, Wasay, I'll get you to reverse out to the right like this, and then we'll exit out that way.
Yep.
So make sure you're looking out the back,
Yep.
lots. Checking your blind spots, looking back through the windscreen. Cool. And then we'll turn right here. Now, our lane is this one on the closest to us, and then a left turn here. And then return your hands back to the top of the wheel. Yeah. Left turn. Let's turn right into this first street. Straighten up, Wasay, straighten up so that your wheel's nice and straight and that you're parallel with the line, yeah. Otherwise, we're slightly angled and in their path as well, and the path are the oncoming vehicles. Also, by angling right towards the end there, if someone hits us from behind because we're angled in that direction, that'll push us into the oncoming path of the oncoming vehicles. So keep your wheel straight, be nice and parallel with the center line prior to your turn. Also, you know how we've just crossed the middle of the road there past the parked car? You'd need to indicate there, indicate right, check mirror, check blind spot right, like now. Indicate right, check mirror, check blind spot right. Yeah. It's a signal. Look for oncoming cars. And then when you're ready, you indicate left to come back into the correct side of the road, like after the white. You check mirror, check blind spot. Yeah. Left turn. And if that's happening all too fast, then just slow yourself down.
Yeah.
Turn the indicator back on. At the roundabout, let's continue straight ahead. Second exit. If it cancels like if the indicator cancels like that, it's because you probably indicated a bit too early. So just Wait till you've turned a bit to the right first, and then
left.
indicate. Yeah. Or just turn your indicator back on.
Straight from here?
Yes, please. Yep. Continue following the road. And remember to check your mirrors as well after you've come out of the turn, after you've come out of the corner. At the next street, turn right. Here we go. Turn right. Keep your wheel straight. Keep your wheel straight, Wasay. And then go ahead and that's when you turn your wheel, you know. Here you go. Crossing the center line. Indicate right. Check your mirror. Check your blind spot. And then indicate to come back in. Check your mirror. Check your blind spot. And work your way around the dead end. Check with your blind spots, the one to the left as well. Yes. And see here also what we've done is a 3-point turn.
Yeah.
Even if we were doing a U-turn, you would need to indicate for that as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then check your mirrors, check your blind spot. The same thing with the 3-point turn when you do it.
Does the 3-point turn count if you reverse to the middle?
Like you've done there?
Yeah.
Yep. That's just a 3-point turn there. Straight ahead, so remember to indicate to cross the center line. Check your mirrors, check your blind spot. Exaggerate that blind spot check because it's a minor mistake in the test. It's a critical error. You're only allowed 2 in the test. Come back in and let's do a left turn. Let's turn left into the next street. And let's pull up beside this little car here and then reverse park behind it. Pull up next to it, yes. And come back over to the left a little bit. Yes, and straighten up. Cool. And then you can go into reverse. Cool. Do you want me to talk you through it or would you like to have an attempt at it?
I've tried actually.
Check both your blind spots before you do anything, before you do any reversing. Yeah. Slow yourself down, yep. And lots of steer to the right now.
Right?
Yep. Keep looking at your blind spots, keep looking out back. That's it. Keep coming back so that you're nice and parallel. And stop. And then all you've got to do is go into drive and bring your wheel back to the middle. And just pull forward a tiny bit. Yeah. Just over to the right, some to back to the middle. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Gear into park and apply the handbrake. Park and apply the handbrake when you're done. And then the testing officer knows you're done.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good. Not a bad attempt.
Yeah, that's probably the first time I've ever done it.
The first time that you've ever done it?
Yeah.
Let me talk you through some of the things that the testing officers will be looking for. So when you park up, they'll give you a advance notice. They'll ask you to park up alongside some car.
Yeah.
You'll need to indicate left and check your mirrors, check your blind spot left as you pull up, and then go into reverse.
Yeah.
And then from there, you'll need to check both your blind spots. And then you've got 3 movements from here. You're allowed 1 reverse movement like you've just done, and then a forward movement, and then you'd still be allowed another reverse movement if need be.
When they asked us to parallel park, are there going to be cars on both sides or just in front?
No, just in front like we've done now. So no cars behind. That's yeah.
And they never test on like both cars. And
No, you don't get tested for that. Not that kind of situation there where there's 2 cars and you're trying to reverse park behind the 2, between the 2. The other thing is that in that reverse movement, you're allowed to reverse back up to 7 meters behind the back of the front car.
Oh, yeah.
2 car lengths back, you can reverse back. That's how far you can go. And then from there,
So you can play it like really safe and just like go back as much as you want.
yeah, that's right.
Like,
That's right. Yeah. And then, and you've also got 2 minutes. So keeps the time and keeps the space. And that 3 movements as well. I mean that you're allowed. Even if you exceed those aren't like a fail. Or that. It's just some feedback that say you have to complete in 3 movements. You don't. It's not a critical error. Good, Wasay. All right. Well, perhaps if we get another opportunity, we'll have another go at the reverse park later on. But for now, whenever you're ready, I'll get you to reverse back and then move off again. Check both your blind spots before you do any reversing. And that's over the shoulders, Wasay. So a nice thorough look.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And then you're ready to move off. So into drive, indicate mirrors, blind spot again. At the end of the road, turn left. Quick scan to the left as well, Wasay, while you're waiting for cars on your right.
Oh, yeah.
Have a look in the path, in the direction that we're going to end up traveling in. You're looking for signs, you're looking for any danger, hazards. And your mirrors once you've come out of that.
That is like a must after every turn.
Yeah. Before and after. Right turn into the next street. First thing you do is check your mirrors, then indicate.
Right turn, right?
Yes, please. Mirrors. Come a little bit more left so that you're left of the line. If you were to look into your right mirror, you would have probably seen that you might have crossed the line there. Yeah. Back in. Yep. And do the head check, once and thoroughly enough that you don't have to double check, left turn. If you feel like you don't have enough time, then just slow yourself down. Yeah. Also, that last intersection?
Yeah.
Do you know whether that was a giveaway or a stop intersection?
This one?
Yeah.
Stop.
It was a stop? Do you know whether you came to a stop or
Yep.
do you feel?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, you feel like you
Yeah,
came
I
to a
did. I
stop?
stopped.
Yeah.
Did
No,
I not?
no, you didn't. That you kind of rolled through. That wasn't even a pause. It was just a roll through, and you scanned, and then you carried on going. Next time we come to a stop, I'll show you what a stop feels like. Carry on through. You have the right of way. It's that jetpack feeling, that inertia kind of feeling.
That's when it stops.
Yeah, that's when you know that your wheels have come to a stop. and then turn right into the next street. Just a little bit further up, just into that street there.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Especially when we're the front vehicle where, at a set of lights and it's been red and then it's turned green, then we should have a quick scan right left to make sure everyone has stopped, that there's no one still trying to work their way through. And then a left turn at these lights here. Merge. Good. A little bit late. Was it? Did you also see the 30K sign before we made the turn?
No, I didn't.
No. So make sure that you're scanning left and right as well. Particularly when you start to see cones and like other sort of tips that there might be some roadworks going on. Yeah, because you were slowing down, but you were still like at 40 when you hit the 30K sign. So the ringing turns off, bells turn off. Yeah, cool. Quick scan left, right to make sure no other trains are. What I normally do is that when the barriers start to go up, I'll generally just release my foot off the brake, and then that lets people behind me know that yeah, I'm starting to move off. But then I'll wait till the bells finish, and then I'll do a quick scan, just show that there's no one else coming down the tracks. Left turn, traffic light. At the next set of lights, we'll turn right. you know, you're sort of making the movement, but you're not really looking.
Oh.
So same again, just make it a nice thorough check. Have a look, and then bring your eyes back to the front. Left turn, lights, and then a right turn at the next set of lights. So you're going to need to change lanes into the outside lane. Yep. Don't forget your blind spot checks. Yep. And for now, just stay in your lane.
This?
Yeah, just stay in on the correct side of the road, because that side is a right turn bay for oncoming cars. So it's the wrong side of the road for us. You know, we can't turn into there. You still can't turn into there. Yeah, you'd only be able to turn into the flush median from here. Two lanes here. We'll need to move into the left lane. Yep. And then you just indicate to say which lane you're moving into, you know, because you're changing lanes into the. You indicate to move into the left lane. Change lane there. And then the left turn, the first street on the left. And then turn right into the first driveway on the right. And then follow the road to the right, and then just park up anywhere on the right hand side. Yep. And back over to the left with your steering wheel so that to center. And then whenever you're ready, you can go into park and apply the handbrake. Cool. All right. We're back, Wasay.
Yep.
How was that?
Good. A bit nervous, but
Yeah?
it was
You
good.
get nervous, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you think you did?
I think I did fail. I think I failed the blind spot once because I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was pretty bad at those.
Yeah, those certainly need a little bit of work just
Yeah.
to, you know, get into habit of checking them and just making sure that you're checking them thoroughly, you know, so that you're only having to check them once and that you finish the blind spot check before you do any maneuver as well. Anything else?
Probably the parallel parking wasn't that good at that either, and probably just I think I was on some lanes I was too towards the left. I
Yeah.
could have been in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parallel park was quite good for a first attempt. I was quite surprised. You did quite well. We'll go and have another go later on. But that was quite good. But obviously something that you're going to need to practice. So it's not just good luck that you made it in that time, but something that you're going to be able to do every time. Especially when you get tested. The other good luck that you had was the flush median. When we turned from the bottom of the T intersection into the flush median, you moved in at a good speed, not too fast, not too slow, obviously, but not too fast. And then you straightened up, and that was good. You were still right of the left line, which is where you want to be, because you assume there's no traffic coming from the right and there's traffic from the left, so you've moved into that kind of position. If you have to stick out, it's better to stick out on the right. But then you kept on driving, so the 50-meter rule then applies to a flush median where you can't drive in it for more than 50 meters. So you'd either merge out quickly or you just come to a stop. Yeah, so that was something else that you did quite well. But yeah, that's generally what I've got here. There's some stuff around the observation there, the blind spot checking, obviously. The scanning, a couple of times I also prompted you to check the left while you're waiting for cars on the right, to look in the direction of travel. So you should always look in the direction of travel. You want to identify signs, hazards, maybe a queue. Maybe there's a queue there, and there actually isn't any room for you to turn into. So you're looking in the direction of travel all the time. A general rule is that you scan from near to far. You look as far as you can to identify any signs, cues. The other thing that we talked about right towards the end here as well was that when you're waiting at a set of lights and it's being red, and especially if you're the front car, after it's turned green, then you should check for any competing or conflicting traffic, right? Like people run the red light or the orange lights. You should look for that. And then, of course, just in terms of the reversing, that you're checking your blind spots. Again, like really, really important in terms of safety. And also it's something that could throw off the test.
So you can't use this for your blind spots. You have
No.
to use your shoulder.
Yes. In addition to, so if you had a reversing camera, you could check that. You could check that. You could check the mirrors. Look back through the blind spots, through the windscreen. Lots of looking around. It's been a little while since I've looked at the stats, but I recall like that 20 children get run over every year by reversing cars, because people haven't checked their blind spot. So, something really, really important to do. And then yes, lane positioning, you talked about it yourself. One thing was that when you're waiting to make a turn, like, when you're waiting to make a turn from the top of the T, for example, make sure that your wheels are nice and straight and that you're parallel to the center line, not angled, then you're sticking out that way, you're sticking out that way. And if you're doing a right turn, that you keep left of the center line, so that you're not on top of it or over the line. Stay in your lane still. Yeah. And then we just talked about indication when you're diverging over the center line. There's a couple of rules there, like if you're diverging over the center line, or if you're diverging more than the width of the car. So like if this car, you're taking it there, then you have to indicate as well, for example, pulling over, moving off from the curb, changing lanes, flush medians. So that's some general feedback there. In terms of some specific feedback about the maneuvers, the reverse park, I've just got reverse because I've just got practice. Because that attempt was quite good, but you do have to practice it, right?
Yeah.
The dead end, just remembering that you've got to indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot. The second, third attempt was better. You seem to have fixed that. The 3-point turn was good. The flush median from the top, just that you have to finish your blind spot before you start moving.
So it's like proper
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah. Yeah, nice thorough check, and then move across. Hold your position until then. Flush median from the bottom of the road.
The 50 meters.
Yeah, the 50-meter rule that we've just talked about. And that same again, you've got to be comfortable doing that.
So do they test you for the flush median bottom in the test?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they'll take you somewhere where there'll be a flush median, and then if that sort of opportunity pops up where the right's clear and the left is busy, then you'll be expected to use the flush median. They won't tell you to, but you'll be expected to. If both sides are clear, then you just go direct to your lane. But if the right's clear and the left is busy, then you change lanes. Same again, finish your blind spot before you move. The mergers, finish your blind spot before you move. The lane split. We talked about how if the lane splits from 1 into 2, by default you should move into the left lane. Because when the lane goes from 1 into 2, you should automatically move into the left lane. Because the road code says keep left unless you're passing, overtaking, or turning right. So otherwise you just stay in the left. If both lanes are going in the same direction and that you're going in that direction. Yeah. Reversing, check both your blind spots before and while you're reversing. And we talked about the position there. The indicate mirror blind spot when you go over the center line and come back in. Blind spot, finish your blind spot before you move. So not too bad. A couple of critical errors there. One, for example, not checking your mirrors and indicating not checking your blind spot for the dead end. The first one, where we ended up having to do a 3-point turn. Cool. And then once when you went into that 40k zone, the 30k zone, you were still doing 40. So you've got to hit 30 by the sound. Not too bad for a first attempt. Do you have any questions about any of the stuff here? I'll email this report through to you as well, so you can have a look through it as well. But if you don't have any questions, then we'll end the video there. Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Wasay, yeah, I think you've done well. You've got a couple of weeks for your test. So continue practicing, and yeah, should be good. Cool. Thank you everyone for watching. That's it for now. Okay. Kia ora.